This video is dedicated to my dearest mother who left us from our earthly abode to eternity 2 weeks back. In spite of her not living a hi-fi or a so-called famous life, which we nowadays keep chasing for, seeing her departing from us after living a very satisfactory and content life, and especially living a selfless life, helping others with whatever limited resources she had, reassured a thought of how silly sometimes we are, running or wasting our life for unnecessary fame and the so-called temporary or the selfish pleasures. Coming to the title of the book, Who Will Cry When You Die, gives a first impression that the book may be talking about who will come to our funeral and cry. But after reading through the book, it will give us a perspective of how we should live a life so that when we die, we don't repent for many things that we could have enjoyed, which unfortunately, due to our weaker thoughts and habits, we miss to enjoy tiny but beautiful things of life. I've got many takeaways from this beautiful book, but my topmost 3 takeaways which I have learned, which I am wanting to practice on a regular basis, are scheduling worry breaks. When I was reading this topic, I felt a bit weird as I could understand about scheduling activities, but scheduling emotions and especially worry was something that I couldn't just digest. But Robin Sharma in this chapter has described how we can transform our worries into a productive outcome if we plan to schedule our worries. First thing that we need to do to face our worries is to list and be clear about what are the things that are worrying us. By listing itself, a lot of worries will vanish, as sometimes we really don't know what we are worried about. Once we list the worries, we need to visualize what is the worst that we will encounter for which we are worrying. Subsequently, we need to analyze, is there anything that we can do to reduce those worries? By doing this exercise, we are trying to transform our worries into a productive output whereby the things for which we are worrying about would get resolved most of the times. At the same time, if we realize that we can't do anything about some of the worries, mentally accept it and submit to God. I have personally experienced this when we were preparing for my mom's funeral. All of us were worried about the climatic situation, as in Kerala, rains were pouring heavily and the forecast also shown that it would rain heavily on the day of the funeral. But my father, whom we were supposed to console, was consoling us and expressed very strongly that rain is important for earth, so don't wish to stop. And for funeral, let it happen as per God's wish, as it is not in our control and there is nothing that we can do. And he kept telling all of us, nothing will happen which will hamper the smooth funeral, and it happened exactly as he said. The entire rituals went so smooth and in a blessed way. Thus, instead of worrying about things that we can't do anything, we should divert our energy to things which are in our control and ensure those doesn't get impacted adversely. While my father didn't know about this concept of worry schedule, but like him, there are many who spends few minutes at morning immediately after waking up and night before sleeping, submitting all their worries to God. For them, they schedule their worry break like this. Before sharing the second takeaway, I would like to ask one question to all of you. For how much time did you laugh yesterday? Did you laugh at least for 5 times, or at least once have you laughed shaking your belly? Please ponder about this particular question. We all are running for the so-called fame and success, compromising all these beautiful things of our life. If you are not laughing at least once in a day, then you can think, what is that we all are running for? People who know me will admit that I am not a person who have any sense of humor, but I am blessed because of my wife and kids who make me laugh the most. But outside of the family time, and especially when I'm traveling, I don't find a situation to laugh. So after realizing the importance of laughter, I make cautious effort watching some funny YouTube videos or stand-up comedy shows, or spending time with some friends whom I can laugh with. So please take time or a cautious effort to find opportunities to laugh a lot. The third important takeaway that I have received from this book is about blessing the money while giving to somebody. In most of the traditions, money is considered as God, but unfortunately the significance that we give to the money or to God changes depending upon whether we are receiving the money or it is going out from our hand. I remember in older times, our parents used to thank with gratitude whenever they received their monthly salary. Nowadays, we take all this for granted and just wait for the salary to get credited and start spending on the expenses without even having a feeling of gratitude to our employers or the organizations that we work for. Here in this chapter, the emphasis is beyond the money that is received, and that is towards the money that we give, be it for taking any product or the services or donations that we give. Many times we give it out of unhappiness or as an obligation and hand over the money with unsatisfaction. At times we also go beyond unsatisfaction to curse the money that we give, like how I did in one of the instances where, having no alternative option, I had to hire an auto where the driver was demanding 50 rupees extra for coming to my place from railway station. When I was giving the money to him, I got angry and said in my heart, this extra money will not give you any success or will not do good for you. Such kind of dirty thoughts drive our minds at times when we are not satisfied by paying or giving money. This chapter emphasizes to give money by blessing, so that whoever it is handed over multiplies and grows that money, and in return can manifest abundance in your life as well. So these were the 3 important takeaways that I got from this book, apart from many other important things that can be received. This book is a must read not only for adults but also for small children who can learn various enriching perspectives which Robin Sharma has expressed in 101 simple tips. To summarize, always list our worries and have a schedule so that we don't keep bothered about our worries throughout, but will help to have a better output on those worries. Laugh as much as possible and don't miss the opportunity to laugh, especially in your family time. As we all know, a family who prays, eats, plays, laughs together will live happily forever. Always bless whenever money is going from our wallet or account to someone else, as that would help to manifest abundance in your life as well. Have a worry-free, laughter-filled and blessed life. Thank you.